Talk with Teddy starts now. You picked a topic, I picked a guest. Remember, like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube page, Facebook, and more. You're listening to Talk with Teddy on WLFE DB Radio Network. Please check out our website at WLFE-DB.com. All right, folks, I am sitting here with Miss Kristie London and Mr. Mike Ann from the Tactical Bigfoot Research. Is it an organization or what is it?
Loose bunch of guys,
clue.
Girls. We're there.
We're still trying to figure that out.
Did you see his face? It was awesome. It's kind of like a bunch of,
It started out as a division of X8 Tactical, which is my knife company. And then I started touring the state and Northeast with Steve Culls. And when he was doing books and stuff like that, I started doing gear. And the gear kind of turned into our tactical stuff. And then I picked up a couple of guys that are scientists. And they joined my team. And we started covering stuff in the western part of New York. And then down a little bit in the PA. So, hence, that's where Tactical Bigfoot Research came out of. It's more, we're gear scientific-based group of guys, and Kristie's with us now, and we just kind of bring everybody together. It's just, but more the debunking the equipment, so that's where the Tactical Bigfoot stuff, so that's where we're at. That's Tactical Bigfoot Research. That's how it kind of came around.
Well, okay. Well, that's enough about Mike. So let's move on to. Sorry, it's going to be one of those nights. Kristie and I don't hang out for a reason, so wrong one. Yeah, give you a second. Well, all right. So this is Miss Kristie London. She is a psychic medium, Reiki, or I've heard this called like 5 different things. Do we know what the actual pronunciation or real way to say?
Don't ask me.
Great.
Yeah, don't ask Mike. He screws it up every single time.
Does he? It's Reiki, from what I hear. Reiki. Yes.
Yeah.
Looks. You know what? Nick. It may just be one of those nights. The next. She's hot, folks. That's why she's waving things.
Yeah, that too. Waving, flopping, whatever.
So the next 3 nights here with Talk with Teddy are going to be like this. So, but we're planning on just having a good time tonight. We're actually going to talk about their show and how it started, why it started, so on and so forth. Reiki or Reiki. Crikey, Robert. It's one of those. Crikey from Mr. Australia himself. So,
nice. Reiki, very good. I like that.
Yes. May the full flower moon pollinate all that needs it.
I know, I forgot tonight's a full moon. Go figure.
Yeah.
Put your stones out. Make sure you turn your stone.
Moon tonight.
It's a very special moon tonight.
It is. Don't ask me what it is, but it's a special moon.
Some kind of flowery moon. Yeah, the full flowery moon. There it is over there. Game on.
You know how many moons there are to keep track of? Okay.
There is a lot of freaking moons. It's like every time you turn around, there's a special moon. I'm like, fuck it, you're a moon, you're special, but I don't need to know what your name is. Hello.
I mean, it's cool. I really, really admire the people. They keep us updated and up to date on all that stuff, and because I do like to hear about it, but people look at me and think, "Oh, you're a medium. Oh, what does this mean?" I'm like, I have no freaking clue.
Yeah.
We have our witches for.
I thought the dead people, not the moon. I don't know.
Our witches are for.
Now, don't even go there, Mike, because not all witches follow the moon phases so strictly. My family are witches, and half of them don't know which special moon is coming up, and it all depends. I mean. Yes, Kristie. If they were bend over, pull their pants down, they'd know the moon. But other than that kind of moon,
Now, let me get halfway through this first, okay?
Okay, all right. Hello, Sherry Phillips. Thank you for joining us. Sorry, this is the lead up to a very long weekend of fun with drag queens tomorrow night, and then men versus women on Saturday night, Venus versus Penis. So it's going to be a very, very interesting weekend.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Oh, wait till you hear some of the questions that we have gotten to ask the teams for Saturday night.
Really? Okay.
Oh yeah, should be interesting. I've had to make all of these. I had to put up all of these special clauses and things so that we didn't get in trouble for certain things being said on air, and because of the special show on Saturday.
So it's like a Cards Against Humanity show. Is that what you're telling me? It's like a
10 times worse.
I want to play.
Yeah.
What the heck? I want to play.
We need, if the only way you can play is if I can find another man. I got to have even numbers.
Michael do it.
No, he won't. No, he won't. Are you kidding me?
If he's a good partner, he'll do it with me.
Any good partner will do it with you. I mean, this all does not sound good. Does not sound good, but that's what's going to happen Saturday night. Just like that.
Sorry, behave. Okay.
Oh, why start now?
Well, then find me a partner. I think I'm getting myself into trouble.
I'll find you a partner. You free Saturday night? I'll let you join.
Probably.
Jeez.
Yeah. What are we doing? How are we playing? Oh God, I just got myself into something.
It's actually very cool. It's men versus women. It's to where, you know how let me just as an example. You know how you're walking in the mall and then there's some really like attractive young beautiful woman in high heels and a short skirt walking past you, and there's like a whole like pack of men over here pointing and looking and whispering about about this girl. Mm-hmm. The whole point is to figure out what they're really saying and what they really want, is finding out what the truth is. That's the point.
That would be, I'm in, totally in. If you can find me a partner, I'm in for sure.
I mean,
wait, am I busy Saturday night? I don't think I'm busy Saturday night.
If you're not busy Saturday night, you're welcome to join. Yes. But that's the truth, is to figure out what it is. And in some cases, now we've done this off. Shut up. God damn it.
Sorry.
Not you, me. My phone's going crazy over here. We have done this offline to test out to see how it works, like after hours, after the show. And we'll just try it for like 10, 15 minutes. 3 hours later, I mean, we're still, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because it's one of those things that you just can't put it down. And there are some very heavy conversations and, you know, people shaking their heads and not agreeing, and it could get a little tough, but it's hey, it's all about making points and finding out what people really are saying. And it's amazing.
Very
interesting.
You know,
I mean, people have always wondered. It's like, so what are the girls really saying about that guy across the street that always washes his car without his shirt on? Mm-hmm. You know, well, her boyfriend is saying, yeah, she wants to sleep with him. I know she does. You know, he's hot. She wants to sleep with him. Well, how do you really know that's what they're saying? We don't know. But right. This whole conversation on Saturday is hopefully going to give us some insight on that.
Mike looks like he's biting his tongue really hard right now.
Hello, Pamela Berry. Raymond's. This is going to be a long night. Pam Phillips and Raymond and Becky Dibble and everybody showing up here on my personal watch party on my page. I always like to run a watch party as well, just because of the fact is that you can always expose yourself to other people on another page. I am going to embarrass Mike at some point tonight. That is the goal. It will happen. I'm just kidding.
I can't wait.
It's not hard. It's really not hard. Let's see. So some of the answers we already got. It could be okay, I gotta go back here. You guys being okay. Robert said it could be a new pandemic. Teddy against humanity. I'm already against humanity. I'm already against humanity.
Oh boy.
I'm already gone. Love the trees behind you, Mike. Too bad they're not real.
No, not right now. They're not.
Mike's very creative and very
Maybe
good.
tomorrow.
See, they both have good backgrounds, and I have nothing because they don't help me out. So whatever.
Here we go. Here we go. And it starts.
I don't know what you're talking about, okay?
Yeah. Mike, they think they just saw Bigfoot behind you go past.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure you've heard that before.
I have to grab him. Yeah.
Where are you grabbing him?
Or get my hand on.
Oh, mercy. Woohoo. Wait a minute. I got a noise for that somewhere. Wait a minute. I got foul play. Foul ball. All right. So
the other way.
yeah, I don't know. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've been fooling around here for the first 10 minutes. And I just want to introduce you guys again. This is Mike Ann from Tactical Bigfoot Research and Miss Kristie London. She is a medium and a Reiki, whatever kind of master. Reiki. That's it. Reiki. I'm going to screw it up too. She's going to have to things come out of my mouth sometimes and it just doesn't match with what it's supposed to.
And that's usually why I go with energy healer most of the time, because I mumble it all the time, and I've got my master too. So
yes, Sharon Phillips, it's not Bigfoot, it is now Daryl. We get it. Crikey and Reiki. That's what they're saying over there. So anyways, they have a show here on WLFPDB radio that is called Where's My Sage? Question mark, apostrophe. And I'm learning that that's very important to have on your title when you write it.
It is.
If you don't, you'll get yelled at by Kristie. So that, or you have to make sure you spell her name right. And then if you don't get that right, then Mike will actually in the background saying, "Would you please spell my name right?" But you don't like our names. You don't like to spell our names right. It's something called a phone or a computer that has this word correction bullshit on it. And I put "and" in there for some reason it doesn't recognize the E. Yeah. So I put it up there, and I didn't realize it after I posted it. I didn't even look at it, which I should have. It was my fault. Then here comes the message. Here comes the message from Mike. Yeah. Becky Dibble, Jim Jenkins. Hello. So we're going to talk about their show here. We're going to find out what it's all about and what brought them together in the first place. And then you guys are going to ask them questions, and then we are going to find out what the topic of the night is from you guys, meaning the ones in the chat room, and then we're going to fake our way through that topic. So that's what's going to happen. Pamela Berry says, I am a Reiki master and spiritual healer. See, Pamela, that's the way to go.
Very neat.
Yep.
Good. And, that's awesome.
Pamela.
Lots of people are.
Yeah. It's they just did their premiere of their show, debut of their show, which is Paranormal Connection right here on WLFEDB radio last night.
Cool.
Which was great, other than we couldn't hear their co-host, which we found out. I did everything on my end I could, and Steve did what he could, but unfortunately it was on their co-host end. Had nothing to do with us. And Pamela Berry says, yes, that is Lilydale, because she has been a part of Lilydale up there every year. So,
wow.
I love it, Robert. I love it. Geez, these things move so fast up here. Fake it till you make it, he says. So, well, that's a part of those questions on Saturday night. How often do they fake it? Sorry.
You want the real answer or the PC answer?
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. So you guys there in the chat room and over here in the watch party, please pick a topic. Make sure it's ready for it's got to be ready within the next 6 to 7 minutes, and then we will start pondering on it while we explore who Mike and Kristie really are. So, which one of you would like to take it? How did this start?
Mike's totally going to go first.
I was going to say ladies first. But...
All right. So Where My Sage come from?
Really bad burgers.
A lot of late night phone chats.
Kristie had the background in energy healing. I had a background in martial arts. And so you kind of look at some of the spirituality with the sage and the clearing, and then the old kung fu theater on Saturday morning and Confucius, and getting that experience of life,
right,
and helping people get off the couch, get out and experience new things,
right,
and so it's sage. Are you cleaning your soul? Are you cooking?
Right.
It's a recipe for life. So it's kind of a spin-off of the the recipes of life and cooking and the spirituality, and we come up with a couple different things, but it's a taste of life. It's a sampling of what's there. And partner, if you want to jump in there, and then I can talk all night.
Oh, so you're totally screwing this up, so forget you. No, I'm kidding. No, that's a very good explanation. No, really, it's we married the two worlds, and because we both had the energy healing background, but for my work, sage is important because it clears and cleanses and protects. But it can also cleanse the palate. People also do it just because they want to clear the air and cleanse the energy. You don't have to have something negative that I need to get rid of in order to use sage. Sage is such a universal spice. And so that was the idea behind the show, to have the universal spice of life, to taste a little bit of everything, a poo-poo platter almost of the universe. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, and just come together and realize that there's a lot to it. I mean, because the one thing I can say for sure doing the work that I do is that I may not have a lot of personal experience or background or any in some fields like UFO, aliens, that kind of thing. Even Bigfoot, that was new for me until I met Mike. But he'll even tell you, we don't totally see the eye to eye on the whole Bigfoot thing, but it's all in our own personal experiences because it's based on our own personal journeys. And it's not that one is necessarily right or wrong. It's that we all have different experiences and we're meant to do things in different ways because we all have a different journey. And so that was just the whole idea, is to be able to bring things together and people together, and to realize that no matter what or how you really believe or what you think in the end, you got to at least admit or recognize that there is so much more out there that is way above our heads, and some we're not ever really meant to understand or have the same understanding about or with. And so that's just kind of how it all, the idea of the show, and the behind the scenes discussion of the show, and why and what our goals are, as far as what we try to do and how we try to do it. So
right.
Yeah.
I love it. In fact, Pamela put right up there that what she thought. She says two amazing modalities coming together. It sounds great, So it's great if you're looking at what sage represents in itself. Like it's one of those things, especially the Native American side. It was used for so many things, baking as well as cleansing is and all that stuff. So yes, having the duality of that as a radio show is just, or a podcast or whatever, is a great idea. It doesn't limit you. It doesn't limit you at all.
No.
And I love what you said. Hey, who ordered the poo-poo platter? So a Bug's Life, so it was great. Or the ants, yeah. So yeah, oh yeah.
Favorite Chinese place burned down,
So real quick here, I want to. Pamela's being very involved here tonight, and I love it. She's one of my favorite people in the world. Pam Barry is from Gettysburg, Ghost Exchange. I got to say it slower. I will tongue twist over it. And it's an amazing shop, and they're amazing people. So make sure you guys check them out. They're on Wednesday nights at 9:30, right on WLFEDBradio.com. And they are part of our family, which is awesome.
Nice.
Kathy, what do you got here? I've always said there's more out there than what we've been raised or conditioned to believe, and that's exactly the way it is. And Pam says, "Love you right back. Oh, can you feel the love tonight?"
My vision of life for 40-something years was black and white, and then when I came across the Bigfoot thing, kind of thing has opened up a little bit. You've seen some stuff, And, it's there. People have to get off the couch, get away from the social media and get out there. So if we can help point that direction,
Yeah. The problem that we have with our society is we make it too easy for them to stay on the couch.
Yep.
Absolutely.
We
even for those of us who weren't raised to be that way.
Yeah.
It gets easier the older you get.
Oh yeah. I mean, older you get, the tougher it is, period. Only because, your body doesn't react the way it used to. We're not 21. Mm-hmm. It's not like you could go roll down a hill and walk back up it without being
not 21.
Out of breath. I mean, I've got a huge bank by my house. I can get down there easy. All I got to do is sit down on my butt and go down. But getting back up, it's like, hey, somebody call the tow truck.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things. It's not easy.
No.
So, question for Mike. Mr. Nick says, the question for Mike is, have you ever found Bigfoot?
I have not found Bigfoot. I've been on some really interesting, been to really interesting locations, been out with some really cool guys and seen some really strange things I can't explain. I've got hair samples that have been turned over to a biologist at a major university that they can't figure out what it is. It's not human. It's not anything in New York State, but we found it in New York State. And I was out with guys from Nesra. They were on Monster Quest. I've been out with Steve Culls, the Squatch detective, and had rocks thrown at me in the middle of the woods, 5 miles from everything. I was with Teddy on 2 different occasions where we had stuff run from us.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a big, hey, there's a print and that's what it is.
It's everything.
I've heard screams with guys in Pennsylvania that have been on all the shows and done their own documentaries. It's just, again, with our whole thing is, what do you experience in life? You chalk it up, you document it, you put it in a folder, and you move on to the next thing. There's a lot of stuff that's out there that I'm more of a debunker on things. I'm more of a documentarian. I want to make sure I document everything. Like I said, I have 2 biologists I work with. One tours all over, and the other one's a bug guy, and he's been to South America, and he's had his own sightings. It's just what spiritual things you come across. It's stuff that just makes you go, huh? But like this place, an entomologist.
That's it.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of the word. I'm like, I know that word.
It usually doesn't come out. Usually I get, I can't talk half the time. And that goes into the
usually entomologist can say Reiki.
Yeah, I can't say
12 syllables, no problem.
No, 2 out the window. I mean, we were at Hinsdale one night, and this always comes up with me not being able to talk. And I asked, I was an EVP session and got a whole bunch of us around, and I'm like, is this place tranquil? And but it did come out twinkle.
Totally fumbled the word.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, totally fumbled it. No alcohol. We were on a tour. No alcohol. Yep. But he still screwed it up.
Still couldn't get it out, and
twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Yeah. Seashells at the seesaw. But we get a yes, and then we get the next EVP is it's tranquil. Like I had an English teacher, ghost spirit, screaming at us. We walked in, we gave my,
it was so funny.
Recorder on my desk here. It's a decent little recorder. I've had this forever, and it's really good. And I walked in and I handed to Jack Kenna, and I'm like, Jack, their spirits are correcting my grammar. And we threw it on a big speaker, and he's like, yep, it definitely corrected your grammar. She looks at me, I'm like, nah, okay, we're out of here.
It was awesome. Hey,
I never got along with the English.
At least I don't have to ride his butt half the time then, at least I got backup for that stuff.
Yeah, it's nice you can say it. It's nice, Kristie. You can go and you can go, I can't make this shit up. It's just too funny. Listen to Mike.
No,
I can't make
you
this
really
shit
can't.
Up.
No. That's there's usually a GoPro tied to me in that recorder. Like I said, document everything that we do, and it's just like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, well, I get it. I mean, I mean, I'm a paranormal investigator, and I carry thousands of dollars worth of equipment in my camper, and my truck, and my stuff. And there are so many times, and I've asked other teams and stuff. It's like, what do you guys do with your bloopers? What do you guys do when you cut and your edit, your film and stuff? Oh, we throw it out. I'm like, are you kidding me? Put it all together. Oh my God, can you imagine how much fun that would be, like when you're 80 or 90 and you can't walk anymore and you just pop that in on the nursing home and you have everybody going around dying? Well, not really dying, but laughing around.
Or you have your partner making a secret collection and one day he pops up all the blooper things of you that he saved. Oh yeah. He said I don't live anywhere near him. I was ready to kick his ass. But he was like, I was getting this up the one night and he just popped this up like, haha. And I was like, oh, all these weird faces I'm making. I'm in a trance. I'm, channeling somebody. Or I was just doing whatever. It was an outtake. And here all these things pop up. I'm like, I'm going to kill you.
This is beautiful.
I've got some really good ones in the tin shop.
Guys, watching here, if you're in the comment room and stuff, this is why I say I love this show. It's because, and it's made in green. So if you really look, you can see through it. It was written with green marker, but I love this show because you will hear stuff here you won't hear anywhere else. You just won't. And the question for Mike, here's another one here. Sorry, Nick, I missed it. Another question for Mike. Have you ever worked with Bobo? I have
not worked with Bobo.
I've met Bobo and we've talked. He was on my show. Does that count?
Yeah. A lot more than I have. I've been to a couple of 2 events now with Cliff.
Cliff blows my mind.
Yeah, but not out in the woods. Coffee in the morning. The last event I had down in Pennsylvania, so we were down in Pennsylvania for 3 days, and then went out in Massachusetts. But I've not got a chance to work with them yet. I would love to at least interview them.
Yeah.
But Cliff's a cool dude. Just haven't had a chance yet. So
I'm working on it, Nick. I am working on the bloopers. I made one last night, and I don't know how I'm going to get it to fix or get it in it, but I will work on bloopers somehow. Because I've had quite a few already, It's just hard when you're one person running a show and you have to try to remember where it was, or you have to go back and watch all your film, and you kind of like, yeah, well, unless you're Mike, yeah. But we will get there. We'll do it. So let's move on. We're going to be smiling and laughing all night long. And then we're actually going to take a break in the middle because Teddy's going to go grab a beer, or you guys can take over the show while I take 2 minutes out.
Good, because I'm going to have to yell at my kids for slamming the door.
Oh, okay.
Shut up! I'm live. Are you kidding me? Go to bed.
There you go. So I wanted to talk about your show as in, so you guys bring in certain guests from like different parts of the paranormal, or is it variety? How does this actually work?
Metaphysical, cryptid, paranormal, you name it. You want to use paranormal as a very general universal term, you can do that as well. Yeah, all different facets, right?
Awesome.
Again, it's opening people's minds. It's allowing them to look at more information to do things. So yeah, we've had mediums on, we've had other investigators on. You were on. We've had
it was, wasn't it?
Kristie does her readings. So one night a month we'll do a night of readings. The next night, we'll have a Bigfoot guy on, or next week we've got another medium and Reiki master, and who's had a Bigfoot experience.
He said it.
He said it wrong.
He said it wrong.
Reiki. Yeah.
Reiki.
Yeah.
I don't have. Wait a minute. What?
I'll tell you.
Foul play.
Wait, I'll mute myself and I'll be talking to you. What's going on? No, Nick, it's not going to be drunk for me. I'm drinking just Pepsi. I'll be one up. It's enough caffeine for me.
Yeah, and I'm drinking Coke Zero. She's drinking wine. She needs it to put up with 2 of us.
Yes. So I mean, yeah, we're
This is self-defense right here.
Yeah, a little bit of everybody in.
Oh yeah,
it's bringing everything together. It's there. I mean,
oh yeah.
The Bigfoot thing started out as a joke for me, and then I ended up going to a Bigfoot conference down in Chautauqua County, and then the next thing you know is I'm stumbling into investigations with the extreme paranormal guys and Teddy, and then I'm at a ghost house every weekend for a whole summer, and then I'm at Hinsdale and Kristie, and next thing you know, we're doing a show on it. So it's what's going on. And then from there, I had a phone call out of nowhere. Hey, we're doing an energy healing class. And then I started down that path. So if you get those little experiences, take them,
Yeah. Well, I remember, Mike, when we first started hanging out and doing stuff, you were very standoffish of doing the haunted houses and not going in and all that stuff. I mean, he was like, nope, I'm not going in. And he had a hard time going around that one house, which I'm not mentioning. But I mean, it was, it's tough. It really is. But when you're in it like for 30-something years like I have, you don't think about it. You just go, and but somebody new, you forget. You forget that they're not used to it and they don't know what to expect. And, they see things on TV that can scare the hell out of them. Mr. Tom from Tom's World is actually here this evening. Hello, Tom.
Hi, Tom.
Hello.
He's got a great little YouTube show. I watched today, actually. He takes little journeys out and today's episode was about a bridge from the 1800s that's actually collapsing in certain areas, but it's very cool. So if you get a chance, go to Tom's World.
That's neat.
On YouTube, and I will set a link up here at some point. Actually, I think at some point Tom's World will be sponsoring Talk with Teddy at some point here. I'm just going to give them that spot just because I really like his little YouTube page.
Great.
And that's how my Instagram started, was just going out and taking pictures of stuff.
Yeah. Well, Sheila Auslander, right? I mean, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So her and I, we go to all the events together. 90% of them we ride together because we're, pretty close. Well,
right there.
I guess an hour's close, but when we're going to Pennsylvania or New Jersey or wherever, we tend to ride together to save gas, and it's a lot more fun instead of driving alone. And she got me into using my cameras because I always use my cameras for like the paranormal stuff. I never used them for actually nature. And so she reminded me, hey, why are you just letting them sit in the boxes? I go, because I haven't been doing much on investigations lately. And she goes, well, you could use them for our trips. You could take pictures of our trips. I'm like, oh, geez, good idea. So when we were in Gettysburg, we went up to Sachs Bridge. We walked through the woods. We did walked through some of the cemeteries up there and took some awesome photos, and I think that's one thing we have to remember is that even though we're in these fields, it still is paranormal, such a small area of the world and everyday life. Sometimes we get so engulfed, we think it's everything, and it's not.
Right.
And but we miss some of the other things in life. And if it wasn't for Sheila, I probably would have forgot. Look at that. Tom was listening. YouTube.com. This is Tom.
He's on it.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, we went up to the tin shop there with Sheila right at the beginning of this mess, when we were still allowed to go out before the pause.
I haven't been there yet.
It was
very cool place.
Beautiful place. I've got a background in archaeology and anthropology. And so the history there was amazing. She took us out in the woods. Sheila and I left Kristie in the middle of the woods, and I went off with my camera to take nature photos.
Seems to be a trend when he takes me into the woods. Well, I'll be right back.
Just leaves you out there.
Okay.
Done it twice to her.
Here I am. Come meet me. Because
about half a mile back there.
Seriously, an hour later, I'm like, where are you guys? I'm in the middle of the woods by myself.
County, Sheila's like, I feel something down here. Kristie's like, my spirit guides say I shouldn't go down here. And I'm like, okay, she's the medium. So she
my partner, like, see ya, they took off.
Are amazing. I'm blessed to work with a partner that I do because the confirmation that we got a different location from folks we worked with.
You're just kissing ass now. That's all right. Good man.
But I blocked her twice in the middle of the field.
Yes. And I still trust him. Go figure. I don't know.
Well, Oh, shut up, Tom. Shut up, Tom. Tom and I should be partners on. He should be my co-host because we're doing this competition where I just started my YouTube page shortly after he did. And he's already up to 170 subscribers, and I think I'm sitting at 44. So people in this chat room, please go and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Talk with Teddy, because
if you could subscribe to ours too, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you guys could. Why don't you do both while you're at it? Go over to their Facebook page, check that out as well. What? What'd you say, Kristie?
I said, please. Please.
Pretty. But yeah, go there and check that out. And please, like I said, go head over to the YouTube page with Talk with Teddy, and please subscribe. So, we have been sitting here for the past half hour already. I can't believe how fast this is going. Because we've been laughing so much. We're talking with Mike and Kristie from Where's My Sage. And I've known Mike a few years. Yep. And Kristie, we met once, I think.
Last year.
I
went to Rochester Repair Fest last year with a friend of mine and met you there. But this year is where I got to finally know you.
But it was such a blast with you guys there. I loved it. It was. We made Where's My Sage officially the radio show for Rochester Winter Prayer Fest. And it's just because they did such a great job, and it was fun, and it took a lot off my plate, to be honest with you. So I was like, yay, I don't have to worry about that part because Paratalk Radio is not going to be there. You guys did a great job.
It was fun. Thank you. We got to lock Mike in the hyperbaric chamber and everything. It was great.
Oh, I was going to ask, how was that, Mike?
It was pretty decent. I probably could have stayed in there a little bit longer, talking to Mel and Chance and stuff. I mean, they were in there for hour and a half at a time. For that little bit of time, I was going to try to do a live from in there. But I couldn't get a signal.
Oh, wow.
No.
Strange. I had my puck with me. I had, and it was just nothing wanted to go.
You had your truck with you.
Puck. Puck my little MiFi puck with me.
I thought he said truck. I'm like, how in the hell did you get your truck in there?
It's a big little, truck, a little wire. It was pretty good. I've been a diver for years, so it was kind of different being in that kind of pressure and not having a whole bunch of water and not being able to see around.
Are we allowed to talk about that other part of your life?
We can.
Why don't you tell us what you can?
Okay. I have worked in security and law enforcement for 20 plus years. And spent some time, almost 18 as a recovery diver. So I've seen some interesting stuff and been some interesting places. And that's kind of why I'm, what am I looking for here? I like to make sure I have all my facts, all my T's are, crossed and my I's are dotted. Yeah. And
Coke.
Yeah. Making sure that, but what's out there. But I've talked to a lot of folks people don't get to because of what I do. I've talked to a lot of military guys, doctors, lawyers, other law enforcement guys, security professionals, EMTs that say, hey, I was out and I've seen some stuff and we're getting ready. We're going to be doing a show, first responder military show coming up.
Awesome.
Because
really looking forward to that one.
Yeah. And that was actually another guy that brought it to me, but there's a lot of guys that, they won't talk unless you're in the field.
Right.
But I've spent many years doing that kind of stuff and working with those guys and been sitting in a cop car pretty much since I was 14. So, so I got to see a lot of things, a lot of nasty things.
In the front or the back? Sorry. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself.
I can understand why you see you got a good partner there, Mike. Yeah, she's definitely throwing you under the bus quick. So,
but you know, and that's kind of how I stumbled into the Bigfoot thing.
My bad. Sorry.
I had met with somebody from the BBC, and I had asked him about the big cats, and he said, "Well, I don't really believe so much about the big cats." He goes, "But he was in another county, and they were getting quite a few Bigfoot sightings, and he'd gone out on quite a few investigations." And that's how I stumbled into an event down in Chautauqua, and then it stumbled into this. And then I'm like, hey, I can get out in the woods on the weekends and go to some place I've gone with culls and take some beautiful photos. So it's another little thing. So yeah, the spinoff from the main career has pulled me off into, and then from the knife, I also am a knife maker. And from that knife making thing, I met the people at Naked and Afraid, which is spun off for stuff for both of us. And we've met great, wonderful, all three of us have met some wonderful people and interviewed some great folks from Naked and Afraid, Mel and Trent and Chance, you know, and I consider them family, and they've treated me like family. So it's a crazy world, you know. So like I said, where's my sage? We take and we sample. So
yeah. And
like I said, and then I ended up with a crazy partner out of doing these investigations that, you know, and it's worked out for us. So she's good, folks. She's really good. You know, not that
I don't think you could have gotten a better partner, to be honest with you, because she's amazing. You know, and
I appreciate that.
And her and I get along great, so I'm good with it. So. As long as I get along with her, I don't care what anybody else thinks.
You know, we met at Hinsdale, and she looked and she had connected with my grandfather, and somebody had
This
called.
is fantastic.
Yeah, we're there with Kenna was doing a special book sighting thing, Jack Kenna. So Culls was there, and Stacy and the whole crew, and Kristie wasn't supposed to go. Her guides told her
last
not to
minute.
go 3-4 times, you know, not to go, and
then
so
told her and ask if
I'm
there was
feeling
a spot.
stuff that's cold. So I got the thermal cam. I'm trying to figure out which window's blowing things. And she goes, your grandfather's standing right in front of you, and starts to do this description.
And mind you, we hadn't said two words to each other like all night. It was, hey, how you doing? When I came in and I met him, and that was it. And like 3 hours had gone by, and we hadn't talked at all. So then he had the luck of sitting next to me.
Goes into a full description. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And then Culls is like, and I'm like, I'm out.
He's like, boom, gone. I have that effect on him. I don't know what to say.
But
well, you got. I ain't going nowhere. I'm in the middle, so trust me.
But then I was interested in the energy healing, and went to Kristie for energy healing, and we talked a couple other times. And she's like, "Hey, send me a message or something like that." She goes, "Are you wearing plaid pants and in a wood room?"
Well, there was a lot more detail than that. Come on, give me some credit.
But I'm like looking at the text message. I put the phone down. I'm like, what the hell is this whack job sending me this message? And I go and I sit down on the couch.
I never heard that part. Okay.
And I
think that's supposed to cover up the fact that I scared you.
Well, I'll get there. I pull a blanket over my legs, and I'm like, what in the hell? It's a plaid blanket. I'm sitting on hardwood floors with all the hardwood furniture. I'm like, okay. And there's been about 2 or 3 other personal things, and it's like, nobody else knows that stuff. It was like, what the hell is this?
See, he just wants to be nice and stay my partner because he doesn't want to cross me at this point. That's all.
That's because you can figure out whatever is going on
all the time.
Well, I try very hard not to.
She's very good.
Oh, Kristie, somebody's looking out for you in some ways. Tom's like, so I'm guessing that Kristie is wearing the green screen clothes.
Really? And I was thinking you were such a cool guy, right? Until right now, because we argued about it before we started the show. We argued about it at the beginning of the show. Thanks for pointing that out and making me feel bad now. Way to go. You know what? I'm unique and special. This is my home office. This is good, right? I think I'll flirt everything.
I don't want to go back.
There you go. Oh, it's too late. Put your stupid screen back up. No one wants to see your green wall anymore. I know. You know
Well, you
Hey,
don't
okay.
really want to see the
I'm all
two of
good.
us with just green screens behind us, do you? I mean, that's just
Green
like,
screens in front would be better, but hey, whatever.
oh snap!
Doing that again.
Oh, she went there, folks.
Yes, she did. Okay. All right. Fine. Be that way.
He plunged
I'm
right
gonna give
in.
her the clap for that one. She has got the clap for that one.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mike's
I'm a mom.
playing
I
with
have
his
to be
green-
resourceful.
Yeah, there you go. So, Mike, if you could actually find a way to get yourself a little louder, that would be great. Because you're actually not very loud.
Not very loud. Okay, I can make myself loud.
And we know you can be.
Do you have a bouncy chair? Is that what you were doing? He was bouncing or something there for a minute.
I was moving the futon around. Okay.
Bounce.
You just
Well, he's like me. He's not a small guy. He's he can.
Test. All right, is that better?
Okay, it's getting really hot. Here we go.
Is that better?
You sound tinny now. What did you do?
No, I switched microphones.
You're on your headset
No, go back
now?
to your other microphone.
Yeah, I switched over to my headset.
Yeah.
Go back to your ball.
Go back to your ball.
Go back to your ball.
Yeah, where's my ball? All right, go back to my ball.
While we're waiting for him. Oh, sorry about that. I just smacked him.
This sounds like a personal thing. I'm out.
Yeah, okay, we're back. There we go. All right. Yeah, we'll just move
Much
it around
better.
here. Is that better?
Yeah,
This
that's
cool
definitely
microphone.
better.
Please
That's
show
definitely
people what
better.
you're
Put that
talking
thing right in
about.
front of you.
It's right
There
here.
you go.
Better. Is this better?
It's actually a
Yes.
fantastic microphone.
That's much better if you can't see my face. Yeah.
Yeah.
I rate it.
All right, let's move this here.
Nick says you sound a little bouncy.
Play with your balls too much, that happens.
I gotta find that duck because you just brought that up. There's a little duck that goes, "Play with my balls,
Okay.
play with my balls." It's amazing.
Hey, nobody else. I'm not even
There
gonna.
we go.
Can't even finish.
All right, so
Do it.
don't do it. Don't do it. All right, so let's get into. So now we know what you're doing on your show. Well, somewhat, a little.
Kinda.
The people in my, my
Kinda,
people
sorta.
don't. They just they like to hear us laugh. They don't care about the rest of it. But
Yeah.
but lately I've given them a taste of a real good show, and it scares the hell out of me because the next 2 nights are going to be way out there. So
Oh, that's sweet of you. I'm sure it's gonna be great.
We'll try not to ruin too much of it. No, the glare in my head.
yeah, there is.
You always have a glare
glare.
in your head. You're fine.
It looks like you're sitting on the back of a 4-wheeler because it looks like there's a little.
Yep.
What is that metal bar?
It's a futon.
Oh, it's a futon.
Yep. Here. Shh.
Look! I just noticed up in the corner, Mike, Tactical Bigfoot Research.
Yeah, that's what she's whining about.
Wait a minute.
Excuse
I didn't just noticed that. I was whining about that beforehand. Wait a minute.
I didn't see it before. I just now saw
That's
it.
what I said I wanted you to do for me. I said I wanted that.
I
He
can
said
make
his
you anything
title
you
of
want,
his
and so can
business.
he. You just gotta have green
Green
binders.
screen. Yeah.
Get a
You
sheet,
guys are
hang
good
it up
and
back
figure it
there.
out.
I'm here. Don't worry about it.
Do you see this when
Do you
somebody
see what
falls
I'm
out of the
putting up
chair?
with?
Yeah, well,
Oh my god!
maybe he.
Every show, people
It
think
sounds-
I have issues with technical
sounds like he's
difficulties.
falling- he
Oh
fell out
hell
of the-
no!
It sounds like he fell out of the futon.
That wouldn't be surprised if he did.
He's-
He probably did.
No, I had
Okay.
to get rid of the. No, the glare is even worse now.
See, this is what we go through. 5 minutes before the show, he's on my butt. Okay, we're gonna get on like 20 minutes, half hour before, make sure everything's good, blah, blah, blah. 5 minutes before, he starts hitting buttons, playing with knobs, doing whatever. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Are you kidding me? We're not, it's fine. No, I just wanted to see if I can switch. I just got all this stuff around him. I give him a lot of credit. He's really good. I don't do any of that, but it's like, oh my God. Yeah, see? He switches his microphone. He's like, well, I don't know. It sounds to me. I'm like, it sounds fine. Sit on your hands. Do something. Oh my God. You're like, you're 5. Jesus.
Okay.
But you know what's funny is like
Oh my
it's like I
God.
don't normally go I don't normally like send my links or anybody to anybody till like 10 minutes before the show. And usually I tell people that, but I didn't tell Mike. And Mike is like, "Where are you sending the links?"
No.
And I'm thinking he's getting impatient. I better send it now.
I just wanted to have to make sure I had the right screen behind me.
Because he wants to be prepared, and I get it,
Right.
I love it.
Handle them for you. No,
Nick,
I have a great
you.
partner. He's complimenting me, but you know what? We're partners. We're partners, and he is just as good. I can rely on him. He has my back. He's like the brother I never had, and probably is grateful I never had. But no, seriously, and I'm very grateful for that because you never know who you're going to meet. People are brought into your life for a reason. So
Right.
I'm very lucky and very blessed. Definitely makes this job sometimes a lot harder.
Well, I think he feels the same way because
and he probably feels the same way about me too. So you know what? It is what it is, but it's a good partnership. So
well,
yeah.
I've watched some
For
of
sure.
I've watched some of your feeds and your shows at which I say feeds, I should say shows. And I love them because the interaction with you guys are awesome, especially in the beginning of the show when Mike is still like, "Oh, it's going to be one of those days." And you're laughing and then it's your guests are very receptive to it. It's sort of like here they know that there's something weird coming up with Ted talk with Teddy. They're not sure what, but it's coming, and they're as long as you have dedicated followers, I guess the best way to put it. Doesn't matter what you do.
Yeah.
And it
Thank
seems
you.
like
Yeah,
you
we're
guys
very
have that as
lucky.
well. Yeah, that's great.
We have a lot of good people. Yeah.
Now, if from you guys that don't know, actually, Where's My Sage was over on Paranormal Warehouse, and some of you probably don't know what Paranormal Warehouse is, and that's because they're pretty a secluded group on one certain network page. And I'm so happy that Mike and Kristie came over here, where they're getting exposed to new people and more than just one narrow-minded platform. They're getting out and everywhere. And I was looking at some of their numbers already, and they've already been seen over in Europe, the UK, Australia, China, and they've been getting out there, which is great in just a short period of time. You guys have actually got accepted through iHeartRadio just recently. You guys got accepted through other platforms. Just they're coming in. It's real nice to see that you guys are making that. You know what I mean? That it's happening. So
Thank you.
And I don't know how. I can be honest with you. I don't know how they accept them. I don't know if it's because of how many numbers, how many feeds you had. But I do know that we still have some of the other new shows that haven't made it there that came in the same time you have, and you guys have outdone them with numbers already. So it's amazing. Yeah, I think it's great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we appreciate that.
Yeah,
we're excited. We're very excited.
Yeah, I think it's fun. I mean, you guys do have a fun show, and that's one of the other things that I think makes it or break it. If you're dry, if you're you know how some of these other shows are. You watch them and they're very dry.
Yeah.
They're nothing.
Yeah.
I hate using the word professional because I think there's a fine line with professional, because I've always been told with Paratalk Radio that Paratalk Radio is not professional. So we played on that hook. We created this little thing and said, yes, we are unprofessional. You're not going to get your everyday boring podcast. Fall asleep, stuff here. You're going to get a variety of stuff. You're going to get some swear words. We can't always control what our guest is going to say. And we can try to lead them so that they don't use those words, but sometimes people don't react to that, and it's very tough. So, that's why when we had the opportunity to put in Rated M for our shows so that we were all covered, that's why I said, so like with you guys and everybody else, here's the Rated M logo. You guys are able to do this to make it censored, so just in case something happens. But like Mike, he reviews your Spreaker feed, your audio feed, so he knows what was said during the live broadcast, so he can actually say, cool, we don't have to use the Rated M. You can go on a regular feed where you're going to gain more listeners, which is great. Because once you put that Rated R or Rated M up there, it kind of squeezes your feed some, meaning you don't get as many followers. But
that's why he keeps yelling at me to watch my language.
But, we are what we are. I'm a stick in the mud, and she's So we're two yin,
what?
we're yin and yang.
Yeah.
Happy, you know. I mean, and that's what makes us what we are.
Right.
You know, again, when we go out and do an investigation, you know, she's totally on the paranormal, and I'm okay. Where's the electrical? And we did a you know, we can talk about the adult living facility there, and you know, we did we did an adult living facility, still active facility. We did research on, and you know, I'm almost underneath the concrete looking for electrical because you know all the meters are going off. And she's like, yeah, this happened in this corner and this happened in this corner. And you're watching the administrator and the charge nurse go, that really happened here, you know? And it's like, okay, all right, next thing, you know, and so we can, you know, we have that ability, you know, and you can see my partner really serious. I mean, she's been interviewed for Destination Fear, and, you know, she's is a subject matter person, you know, it's,
Right.
You know, we are very serious on what we do, but we got to have fun. You got to live life, and you got to just accept and be who you are.
Well,
But
that's the key. That's the key, Mike. I'm going to interrupt you there, but that's the key because, you know, you can be like I've been on Ghost Nation. I've been on Paranormal Survivor. I've done some of these shows. I've done a lot of podcasts and radio shows. You can be as dry as the next person, but unfortunately that's not my personality. I can't do it. And that's not who I am. If you want to see who Teddy is, then you need to let me be me. I don't use a lot of foul language. I'm not very vulgar unless I'm with my partner, like on my show. I mean, she gets me riled up sometimes, and everybody knows Cindy.
Don't blame her.
But we do work well off each other at times.
Where did that electrical spike come from?
I have no idea, but I heard it. But you know, but we do work well together. But there are things that set us apart. It's almost like the yin and yang thing that Mike mentioned. It's like she's on her third world while I'm over here on my own little world, you know, and it's like it works. Now her and I have also investigated together. Very professional. She's very good at what she does. And I love the fact that you two do the same thing that Cindy and I do. I want to know though, Mike, how many times has she put you in a situation where you're down on the ground looking for something and she just says, there was nothing there, you know, because I could see her so doing that.
I know, thanks.
I could so see her doing that just because of her personality. She is amazing. But I want you. Sorry, it's gonna come out her nose. Don't make it come out her nose.
Oh my God.
Tag,
you're it. Yep, that's it. But when she's done laughing, I want to ask her about her experience with Destination.
Oh my God, I got really hot in here. God.
Open the window.
I'm really not drunk, you guys, I promise. I'm not even throwing half a glass of wine.
So, no, because that's who you are. Most times when we talk, this is how you are, and you're not drinking all the time. So trust me, guys.
No, I really don't.
Yeah,
once in a blue moon.
She's very cool.
Yeah.
So your experience with television, how was that for you?
That was the most nerve-wracking thing of my whole life. It was a completely amazing. It was not something I looked for. It was an opportunity that came my way just because I was just doing what I do. So it was just really nice because they were just such a cool group of people to work with. I try to get away from calling them kids because I'm not old, but they're definitely younger than me. So they were just a really cool group. But I mean, even everybody, the producers, the staff, the crew, everybody was just so nice and so down to earth, because I have to tell you, I knew for months beforehand. So I was a nervous wreck like every day, and then finally I got to calm down, after waiting months and months. And then as it gets closer, then you're like, oh my God, it starts coming up again. And you know what? They just made it so easy just to be myself, my professional self, but to really, and the nice thing was, I was initially offered the opportunity to be on there to tell my story about channeling one of the spirits from the 8th floor, Mary Jean Carlo. And she had jumped out the window back in I think it was the 30s or 40s. And there had been a couple of times, and there's actually some pictures of me channeling her. at one point too. Someone took a picture of me actually doing something, and what I didn't know was somebody in the group who was like off to my right and behind me where I couldn't see him felt compelled to take pictures behind him in a blank area and then sent them to me the next day. And you can see the apparition. She's like this, and that's how I was. You could see the outline of her. It was really cool. I mean, she really just made a connection with me. So I channeled her one night, and some of the people were there, and asked me to tell my story. But in talking to the producers and everything, it's just, my natural concern is, do these people know what they're doing? Who are they? What is their experience? Right. Are they aware that they need to protect themselves? Because when you go on a tour, as a medium, we have certain responsibilities. And that's why, all joking aside, my job is to actually really relay the message the way Spirit's saying it. So if Spirit drops an F-bomb, can I decide not to do that? Yes, but I'm going to relay that, it's an F-bomb, get over it. It's a dirty word, but it's what they're saying. You want it as authentic as possible. And usually people are like, yeah, that's the personality. That's exactly what and how they would have said it. And that's what you want to give that person. So, in talking with them, just making sure, do they know how to protect themselves? We have a different responsibility. I'm not an investigator. I'm a medium first. I'm here to, be the go-between to help Spirit and help the living. And they asked me to actually consult with and teach the team how to protect and ground, and really what to look for and how to take care of themselves. So that was really an honor for me, because Dakota had been working with Zach Baggins and doing it for a long time, but people don't realize that these investigators, whether they're on TV, whether they're just groups in the area that have been doing it for a long time, they don't think about those things. Right. And so a lot of times, even when I help out with like Statler tours, Buffalo Statler, and, different places, it's almost like my responsibility from my side of things to tell people, okay, please do not take something that you would consider to be, in which most likely would be something insignificant, home with you, because you don't know what energy is attached to that. It could be a rogue piece of paper on the floor, and you just want it to say you have it and you're going to frame it. Don't, because you could bring in a world of hurt to your home that you're not going to realize. So there's a whole different view. So that's why it's nice, because investigators and mediums and paranormal, we all come together and we all really do need each other, because we validate each other and we just make it that much better, and our findings that much stronger. So it was a really cool thing. That was so much fun. And I got to talk to them about, so much more than that was on the show. And it was a really nice compliment. The one producer had called to let me know when it was going to air, and let me know they gave me a lot more airtime than they anticipated. They loved the way I interacted. So it was just, with the group, and with Chelsea and Dakota, and it was just such a nice compliment for me, because it was a struggle to find myself and to learn. I mean, I've done this my whole life, but to really come into my own and to come out and do this and understand it and be as confident as I am with it, took me a long time, and I went through a lot of shit. So, it's kind of just to be the person I am. So I was very blessed and grateful for that.
Well,
honestly.
I know it's really tough. I mean, I've done several shows, and I know that when you get in and they're, wiring you up and all this other stuff. I mean, you're not sure what to expect, but and then if you accidentally unplug something, or they put me in a vehicle, and I got in the vehicle and had the lights that are sitting behind the seats of the truck, and I moved my foot and I broke the wire to the light, and I mean, there was all this stuff that happened, and then they're like, well, specifically one of the producers would come up, or directors would say blah 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 blah. And it's certain things. Like, there was times for me that I was uncomfortable, and I don't know if that happened with you, but there was times that I was uncomfortable, and if it wasn't for the person that was actually in the show, which was Jason Haas from Ghost Nation, he come right up to me and he goes, "Brother, I would never put you in a predicament where you wouldn't say what was, I wouldn't." How would I put this? I don't want you to fabricate anything. I want you to tell your truth and what you believe. And, unfortunately, I think the way some of these shows come across sometimes is like they want you to blow it up bigger than what it really is. The fish is actually that big, but they want you to make it this big. And I told him that I was not comfortable with that. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is, or I won't do it.
Exactly.
And he was very good about that. And
Awesome.
it's just, there's certain shows like Paranormal Survivor. They actually took this and made it huge,
Yeah.
and told the story with a lot of fabrications, which I didn't care for. And but
Yeah.
that comes back on me because people say, "Oh, it was really like that." I'm like, "No," and then I have to go back and tell them, what it really was. And if they would have left
Right.
what the truth really was, I think it would have played better, But
Yes.
that's
I know
TV.
what you mean.
Yeah.
I
And
know.
I tell people that all the time that TV is not necessarily look at it as entertainment with truths, but
Right.
you have to figure out what the truth is because sometimes it's blown out of proportion sometimes.
Well,
And
right.
they've
Because
got
people
what?
don't realize.
Yeah, they've got 5 days or 6 days worth of taping they got to put in 43
Yes.
minutes.
Exactly, exactly. And I mean, that's not how it goes. And there are so many times where, I'll be on an investigation and, people have all their equipment out and that's all fine and good. But if spirit doesn't want to use it, guess what? Spirit's not going to use it. And it
Right.
takes a lot of energy for spirit to interact and use their energy and take the energy they need from their surroundings to make that work if they're not already strong enough. And it takes a fraction of that energy for them to connect with me. So many times I've got spirit talking to me nonstop and interacting with me nonstop and nothing's happening. No lights are going on and you feel bad because you're like, but they don't have to. Sometimes they're actually, sometimes they don't want to. They're nervous. They don't know what it is. So
Right.
they're, and sometimes you can coax and there are times where you have to even, you have to gain their trust. I've been in that position many times, whether it was one-on-one with a client having to give a reading or in a public situation. There's a lot more to this than people realize, and it's not always fun and exciting.
Right.
It can be sometimes nothing. We go into the meat locker sometimes at the Statler and there's nothing, but that's not because we did anything. It's because the spirits just aren't going to talk to us for whatever reason,
Well,
and
it's not a
that's
ghost
their free
aquarium.
will.
It's not like a fish aquarium where the fish are
Right.
captive. This is where
Right.
spirits can go and do as they please. And here's other things. I mean, like if you're in a house, say it was built in the 1700s, well, you could be picking up spirits from something that was there in the 1500s, and they don't know what any of this is. They have no clue.
Yep.
And unless the medium can or the psychic can explain to them, that it's not going to
Right.
harm them, that it's not, they have no clue. And in their time period that they might not see what we
Right.
see.
Right. You're right, because
So
sometimes it's not what we think or who they're not interacting with
there
us the way
is
we
so
think they
much
are.
that we don't know about the
Yeah.
paranormal and ghosts and
Hmm.
spirits and Bigfoot and so on and so forth. That and on Paratalk Radio, we discuss that stuff more than we do here at Talk with Teddy because it's more of a variety show. But we
Yeah.
know that the paranormal field is still such a young thing. It's sort of like
Yeah.
say my nose is like a paranormal world. It's like we're
Right.
just now scratching the surface of it to get down inside to figure out what it really is. And
Right.
it'll probably be 2 to 4 generations past us before they even get 10% more of what we know now. Only
Right.
because even with the technology that we have today, and you brought it up that some of the devices didn't even work, and that's because we don't know what we're actually looking for. We're speculating on some of those spectrums. We don't know for sure, and that's
Right.
tough. It's like
Well, and
Bigfoot.
they can lie too. Spirits lie.
Oh,
Those who are from the light are different than those who are earthbound. And just because they're earthbound or stuck in that limbo does not mean that they're bad or wrong. But they feel different, they function different, and it's a whole different ballgame. And if you don't know what you're dealing with, you have that limbo. I always refer to this when I explain this part of things with the Insidious movies, Into the Further.
I love
That's
it.
kind of like what it is. You don't have all bad there, but you have the stuff you don't want to deal with there because that's
Right.
where it lurks. And so that's what happens, and you have interactions with those things that are going to manipulate and that aren't out for your greater good and who are going to lie and who are going to just mess with you just because they can. You're not even the dark negative stuff. So
Right.
it can be, and you can have, I mean, if somebody was an asshole in life and they die and they don't go into the light, they're going to be
They
an asshole
say
in
they
death.
could be an asshole in death. Yeah.
Absolutely. Our soul doesn't change. And that's why it kind of bothers me when people will say, oh, don't speak ill of the dead. Why? When I die, that does not absolve me of all the bad decisions and things that I did wrong as a human being when I was alive. I mean, you're not bad mouthing somebody. Worry about bad mouthing them when they're alive and fixing the problem and reconciling with them then. Don't worry about it when they're dead, and then show them respect. It doesn't matter, so, but it's a whole, yeah, you just don't know. There's so much to it.
Yeah.
So much to it.
Yeah. Nick, I actually want to talk about what you said here. He says that I believe here in the U.S. we've only been involved in the paranormal for about 250 years. You look at Europe and Asia, they've been involved in it for centuries, if not thousands of years. I don't know how accurate that is, and that's okay. I mean, that's an opinion. But I know that just looking at what we have dated, say Dr. Hans Holzer or the Warrens and some of these people just a little bit prior to that, yeah, maybe 150 years or so. People have really been, maybe 200 years have really been, I forgot this is 2020, have been looking into, the paranormal. I mean, Edison was looking for stuff. Ben Franklin was looking for stuff. I mean, there's people that have been around for hundreds of years or, in the past that have looked for this stuff, and we just don't know. And Europe, I'm sure that they have. So, not to say that you're wrong on dates. I have no idea. I wouldn't do that because I myself don't have that information. But, I agree with what you're saying to a point, because I don't have the figures. But yeah, it's been a long time, but we've gotten very little out of that long time. We don't know where it's going to go for us. We really don't.
And it's really strange to realize that we're in this area that most of this stuff started. I didn't realize like Macedon and Palmyra. I mean, that's, birthplace for a lot of that stuff in the area.
Right.
And that's something as we started to do the show and I started doing more investigation. Hey, that stuff's an hour up the road from us.
Yeah, Fox sisters. I mean, that's not that far. We're far with spirituality. You look at that stuff and you're like, wow. So. I love it.
Well, and it depends on how you're looking at it too, because the problem is, as a medium, I've done this my whole life. So if you think about it from the beginning of time, people who are already in tune are born more connected or in tune with their gifts. Because as I believe, as human beings, we all have the capacity to be open to these gifts, and that's part of us. Right. So as mediums, as human beings, we've been doing it since the beginning of time. It's more the investigative. How do we prove beyond somebody's word?
Right.
Or the things we can do, because we can't always give evidential mediumship as much as we would love to say we can. Sometimes it is about the faith and the connection the person you're helping actually makes with the information you're giving them, if that makes sense.
Well, it's true, because if you look at the pyramids, if you look at before that, I mean, and every civilization known to man that through history, there have always been what they call seers or oracles, and they've always been able to look into the future or the past to give, ideas and thoughts and messages from the past. So, to what you're saying, mediumship has been around for such a long time. It's very hard to take what a medium or a psychic says to some of us and then say, okay, well, it's fact. And it's very hard to do that. But if you can find some type of validation, or what I call an arrow, which for me, it makes me feel comfortable with when I say an arrow, because what does an arrow do? It points at something, and it points to a direction. So if you can take an arrow and it points you to another direction, which can find you some type of validation, or it leads you to something that may give you validation, then you have to follow through with it. You just can't shake it off and say, no, it doesn't exist. You have to follow the path and see where it takes you. Alyssa, I understand we don't do readings on this show. This is actually a variety show. But I do understand if you want to get a hold of Kristie at another time, you're more than welcome.
For sure.
Where could she get a hold of you, Kristie? Where she can?
You can just call me or email me. You can find me on Facebook, Kristie London, Medium and Reiki Master. I also have a new website, so the blueeyedempath.com. You can find me there as well. I am not working out of my office right now. Right now, I am still working from home. So phone and video chat readings, and I can do that for parties. I do that for people all over the world. I've done that for years now. So. Pretty cool with all the options we have. So yeah, feel free to call me, message me, email me, but more directly, you can text me or you can call me, and we'll definitely set something up.
And usually once a month, we usually do a reading show too, corner Kristie to do a reading show. And if our YouTube goes up after over 100 in the next couple of weeks, we'll be doing another one. But yeah, we've got another one coming up that's a scheduled reading show.
So, but and you can find us on Where's My Sage too. You can find all of our information there too.
what I've been blessed being working with mediums on my team, working with Extreme Paranormal and stuff, and then working with Kristie. But we took another group and went out on an investigation down in Portageville, and they had never worked with a medium before. And they jumped ahead of us to go because they had been to the location before. And Kristie's like, yeah, well, I'm feeling this and I'm sensing this. And the one guy has no filter at all. And it was wonderful because she's like, yeah, I feel a couple of kids. And he's like, yeah, whatever. And he turns the SLS and you can see everything. And his mouth opened up and his kids elbowed him like, Dad, they're doing a live feed. Stop going. So we talk about bloopers and stuff like that. But by the end of the night, he was like, when are you guys going to, where are you guys going the next, it was, they never had that experience. And, I've been pretty blessed, but like I said, working with Kristie, it's like, hey, I feel something here. We were at Wildwood and we had thermal cameras, we had night vision, we had SLS. It's so much equipment pointed at her. And she's like, yeah, I know this is here. And she's, like, wow, looking at the thermal cam. Well, there's the cold spot. And you can move it. And I'm looking at the guy next to me and I'm like, he's got it on the SLS. And I'm like, there's stuff that just, okay. But again, it's stuff you go click, you film it, you document it, we put it aside, and it's something we can go back to,
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's me as the skeptical. I can't explain this one,
But if you want to laugh and you want to see a blooper, go watch that video of Anastasia Event Center because, I had 3 spirit children literally crawling on me. In one hand, you can see it's hanging like it's got its arms, hanging on the back of me with its arms around my neck. As I'm doing all this cool stuff, Mike had the crap scared out of him, and he literally jumped right out of his chair. He had gone downstairs in a whole different part of the building than where the rest of us were. And one of our guys finally went to check on him and see what was going on. And he was alone in the event hall.
And all of a sudden there's a face in the doorway. I'm like,
Mike's like up out of the chair. Sorry, I can't. You can't live that down. That was great.
No. Because I'm like, yep, I can barely see it. So I'm like, there's a...
Well, stuff like that is, but here's one of the things that kind of we have to look at as an overall being investigators in the field and going out and doing this stuff. There are bloopers. There are funny moments that happen, and it helps keep us where we are because you got to laugh. You got to have the humor. There are times where it's so serious that you walk out of there in tears. You walk out of there with like, oh, I can't, I can't. I don't want to go back in there or this or that, but sometimes the laughter or what happens kind of pulls you back and says, hey, this, this was worth it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I've seen spirit react to that. I was with actually, it was one of the events I think you ran. And I was with a bunch of very serious folks and we had all the technology in the world and somebody passed gas. And then somebody else passed gas to kind of counteract as a bad, 2 teenagers, and they're both older than me, but as everybody's going and somebody's wife started screaming at the first gentleman, and next thing you know, we've got flashlights going off, we got spirit boxes going off, and you're like, what? I'm like, what am I witnessing here? And then somebody's like, why are their eyes looking back? And I'm with the thermal, and but it's all like, gee, can't believe you just did
my
that.
God.
We're all packed in there. I'm like, oh.
That's awesome.
The interaction that we got, we got the 2 mag lights going and they're answering questions. And one individual was like, are you, embarrassed? And, these guys did it, and it was like, these mag lights are at full power. And I'm like,
Well, I don't know how many times I've walked into a wall because it's been so dark and like a door jam, or I've kicked something, or it's funny as hell because even Nick has put it down here. He's like, he goes, I was walking through a basement during an investigation years ago, not realizing I was walking into a camera. And it's true. You forget, you really do. And it's like, and the cords, I mean, if you're not using wireless cameras, there's cords on the floor. How many people trip over a cord and all you hear is thump. You're like, shit.
I'm waiting for the day that I do that. I'm waiting.
we had. I'm gonna embarrass one of my
Uh-oh.
my colleagues, but I don't think she's listening, so it's okay. Uh, we were doing some test running with some recorders and stuff, and we were my property here. I have a lot of acreage with woods and stuff, and we had sent two of them down, and so they didn't hear the rest of us on the recorders, and they're going down. And she's an older lady, fantastic investigator. Um, she's doing her testing, she's doing her EVPs and stuff like that, and all of a sudden on the EVP, or in real time, you hear this, like, you hear a deer rutting. That's what you hear, and like what that sounds like when a deer, when a deer ruts. And Kristie, you may
Mhm.
too. I mean, you hear that, and you hear her saying, "What was that?" And the gentleman that's with her, he goes, "I think it was a deer," and she's like, "Why?" And he goes, "Because that's what deers do. That's what deer do." She goes, "Why? Why does he have to do that?" And she takes off running. And you hear her on the recorder going, "Teddy, I know you said that I'm not supposed to run, but fuck that, I'm out of here." And you hear the deer back there running and making more noise. And all the way up, we heard her running up
Oh
here,
my
and we
God.
played that over and over and over again. Because it's one of the rules. You don't run, you know what I mean? Because you could
Yeah.
get hurt. And she's like, "I don't care what he says." And
Screw
she's
this,
like,
I'm
"I'm
gone.
scared." She's gone. But it was one of the funniest
Oh yeah.
bloopers we've ever had with an individual doing a recording. Now,
Um,
the same person, we were at the Fillmore Hotel, and they were redoing the upstairs, so they had rugs and the sponge for the rug down at the bottom of the one side of the stairs. And the next thing you know, you hear dum, 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 boom. And I'm like, "Oh shit, who fell?" So I'm going in. Here she is at the bottom on top of these rugs and this foam. And I'm saying, "Oh my
oh
God,
man.
Bonnie, are you okay?" And she's laughing her ass off. She goes, "Yeah, I just missed the stair." And I'm like, it was so hysterical at the time, and you shouldn't laugh at people because she could have got hurt. But it was so funny. And to this day, we tell her, "Are you okay? Oh my gosh, you could have broke a hip. You could have," we pick on her about it because she's older.
Oh
But
my God.
it's funny stuff. But you look back on it, 10 years, 5
Yeah.
years, 2 years, after the investigations, and you're kind of like, "Oh my God, do you remember that day?"
Yeah.
But those are the memories. Those are the things that we need to keep, because it takes us from being serious and falling asleep watching video to laughing a little bit, and just having a good time with
Yeah.
it. You have to have some laughter, and you have to have some fun with it.
Oh yeah, you have to.
So
I've got some
Mhm.
great thermal video. I just got my big ATN scope, and we were up in the Adirondacks, Steve, and he just got a brand new 4K with wireless microphones. He's got me all mic'd up. I had just taken a face full of rocks, so I wasn't going to put the thermal down again. So I'm walking with a thermal is totally different than walking with a night vision. And I'm walking, and I got the thing up, and the thermal records sound and the video, and I trip over a rock. And I'm like, $1,500 thermal camera. I got it tucked into my chest, and I've fallen, and I'm like, don't realize it. You can hear the whole thing. So Steve's got it, in his 4K as he's walking in. I've got GoPro going, and I got the thing. And I play it all the time because you can see the thermal camera. And I get back up, and you can see where my body was laying on the ground. And I'm like, I'm like, save the camera. I get up, hung up poor Steve's brand new microphone, but he's like, it's perfect on that 4K and that wireless. I'm like, oh, but you don't know.
I totally get it. I totally get it. I had an investigator
Yeah.
that his parents owned the property, and they had this barn that the animals wouldn't live there. Every time they bought animals, they would die, and we couldn't figure out what's going on. And there was a lot of stories about it being haunted by a farmer that killed his livestock. Because of I think it was back in the day when there was a lot of there was some type of bug going around. It was killing the animals and killing people, or whatever it was, some type of plague. And instead of the animals suffering, he killed them all. And so I said, "You're familiar with this, right?" And he goes, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." So we're climbing up these outside ladders to get up in this loft of this big ass barn. And as we're getting up in there, he's the first one so that he could guide us through. And it's actually on gvpi.org on YouTube. And he steps on the platform, and his foot goes through the floor, and he's got the recorder and stuff right here, and he lands on all of it as he goes down. So he falls through the floor, and his leg is caught in the floorboard down below, and he's laying there, and everybody is laughing. And he's just like, I'm like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" "Yeah, I'm okay. I landed on the recorder, blah, blah, blah." And everything was fine. But it's like, I guess my point to the story is like we always put ourselves in some type of danger, and it's lucky we can come out of it by laughing at it because you never know. I mean, you could fall on a rock and split your head open or your hand or whatever. I mean, to be a paranormal investigator or a ghost hunter or any to that, a Bigfoot researcher, anything to that point, there is a lot of dangers, and that's why we say do not run. Be very
Teddy,
careful.
did he hurt his neck?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember. But I know. But I know he
right
fell.
Here, so ask him.
Oh, I will when I talk to him next. But yeah, it was fun. But you have to be careful. I mean, some things you can laugh at, but I've seen where investigators had to go home, had to go to the hospital because they've things have happened.
Well, I do a whole Tactical Tuesday once in a while, and the whole thing is making sure you've got multiple flashlights. I see somebody put that down. I've always got 3 or 4 flashlights, first aid kits. People don't think about, hey, it might be cold. You might trip. We've been on.
Put your thermal underwear on.
Yeah. You never know when you might have to relieve yourself in the woods and have to run away from a two-legged creature like somebody else.
Those old-fashioned thermals with the little door in the back. Yeah, she's trying.
You know what? I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Oh my goodness, that's funny. Hey,
we watched something run from us one night because somebody had to go into the woods. Hey, guy, no, somebody else. Teddy and I were on something. Hey, guys, I gotta go in here for a minute. Guys, what? There's something here.
Yep.
Yeah, whatever. Just keep walking. No, I mean, there's something here.
Yep.
Bro, because running out trying to zip up and something's running away from the other way. So
yeah,
that kind of stuff you want to record.
Oh yeah. You don't know. I mean, it gets easy for a guy. It's like when you got to relieve yourself, you just walk in the woods and but there are times when you're standing there, and especially when you're in some place you've never been before, and then you feel like there are eyes all over you. You're like, oh shit.
Well, try being a woman and have it a squat. Yeah. You're a lot more vulnerable that way. Although I will say Mike saved my butt because the first time I went Bigfooting, I was like, who should I have to be? He's like, wait, I got you. He opens up the back. He whips up this portable toilet thing. I'm like, I don't know whether to be impressed and grateful or to be freaked out. And I'm like, crap, I hope this is clean.
That's a true naked and afraid right there, says Nick.
I'm not a naked and afraid. Love the naked and afraiders. I am not one of them. Could never do it in a million years. And then I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm not worried about snakes or bears or something coming up behind me. Forget the ghost and Bigfoot. I'd be like, yeah, you just hold on a second. It's the rest of the crap that I was worried about.
You see what Chanel
I was like,
no, I think she's right.
Hey, listen, I've only had less than a half a glass of wine. Here it is. I didn't even finish it. I'm onto my Gatorade.
Yeah.
So there.
You get on those naked afraid folks. Yeah, you can go over there and then you're standing there and like, yeah, there's pygmy rattlesnakes there.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Sharon.
Oh my God.
That happened to me in March.
Oh man.
Try to do a live stream and all of a sudden, hey bear. And he's chasing the bear out from the side as I'm like, yeah, folks, we're here in the middle of Everglades. I'm like, he should say, hey, bear.
He's like, well, I think there's a bear behind me. And I'm sitting here like, oh, that's interesting.
That's 6 hours of awesome audio of me snoring and something throwing things at the shelter.
That had to be fun.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Aaron's good people.
Oh yeah.
I have
Is it bear? Is it Mike? Is it bear? Is it Mike?
Well, I've been on situations, and I'm a big guy, and I can't run for shit. And I've been on investigations where, there was bears or something in the woods, big cats, and you've got a team of people, and we're investigating, and then people are running away, and it's like I'm like, where is everybody going? There's something coming out of the woods. I'm like, oh, okay, leave the fat guy here. Yeah, I'll lay down and be the Thanksgiving dinner while you guys get to the car and be safe. Yeah, I'll take one for the team. And like nobody can say anything. They just zoom right by you.
Fastest runner.
Woo.
Right. I don't have to be the fastest runner. I just have to be faster than you.
No, yeah, exactly. I'm the sacrificial lamb here. Yeah, I'll just lay right down. Yep.
Poor Ted. Poor Teddy. Yeah, I can't say I went leaving the dust too, but that's different.
I could see it's like, I'd love to stay here with you and chat, but I can't. There's something there. Hi.
We took Ryan reading West New York Bigfoot, and we took Kristie down to Chautauqua County, and her back is up against the woods in a chair. I'm sitting facing her, and we got a whole big parking lot we're sitting. And out of nowhere at like 3:00 in the morning, just this sound comes, and it kind of tuned into it started as a gibbon and kind of go, and the rest of us have kind of heard sounds in the woods have been like in some of those quote unquote Bigfoot calls,
right?
Like, yeah, but the look on our eye, like, yep, your back's to the tree line. We're just gonna kind of sit here,
Sorry.
Well, what's funny is I used to do that. It's like I would sit where I was comfortable, and my friends, I would sit them where I wouldn't sit. I've done that before. It's like,
yeah, I figured that one out already. Thanks.
Yeah.
Hey, at least if they're
be fine.
If they're getting eaten, I got time for my fat ass to walk back to the truck. I don't have to run at that point.
Exactly.
Oh my God. So, all right. So people in the chat, we've been having a good time here talking with Kristie and Mike, and I knew we would, I knew we'd have a blast. And real quick, we'll kind of remind you of where they are and where you can check them out. They're over on Facebook.com. Where's my sage? You can check them out. They have a live feed on Tuesday nights at 8:00. Right on WLFE DB radio. You're going to catch them on a lot of things. You're going to catch them on Spreaker, iHeart, Spotify, as well. If you just don't have time, you just want to listen to them on audio, you can look them up there if you have a favorite audio app, and you can always find their videos on Facebook. As now you guys are on YouTube. You have your own YouTube page as well.
We have our own YouTube is Where's My Sage. We have Periscope, and we have Twitch. I got to get uploading stuff on Twitch and Periscope, but most of the time you're going to find us on Facebook, either Where's My Sage, Kristie's page, the radio channel, occasionally Tactical Bigfoot. We usually use that for if we're doing live investigations and that kind of thing.
There you go. And tonight's feed is actually brought to you by Tom. This is Tom's World. I actually put it in there for him. So we are sponsored by YouTube.com. This is Tom's World for the evening. So yes, I'm a good guy. So I did that for him. Why do I have a private message? Oh, you, Mike.
Me? How long ago was that from?
I have no idea, but there was a message in there that says, it says, I love you too. And I'm like, yeah, well, I love you too,
guys.
Mike.
Yeah. You're picking on me for something an hour ago.
Well, I just noticed it was in the private chat. It's like, I love you guys. I'm like, yeah, we love you too. Yeah, I just saw it. So, so you guys in the chat room, you need to come up. Well, if you don't have a topic we've passed that part. So I think what we need to do is find somebody in the chat room that wants to play a little game. And the two of them, Mr. Mike and Kristie, need an opponent. So who wants to play against Kristie and Mike? So hopefully Kristie and Mike both have a piece of paper handy and a pen because they need one. If not, I'm gonna give you a second to get
was I gonna know that?
I don't know. I'm just bringing it on you right now.
Stand
Haven't
by.
you ever watched this show?
Stand
Haven't you ever watched this show? Come on now.
Usually I'm getting ready. This is the middle of the night.
Kristie's like, God damn it, Ted, fuck off.
I'll be right back. Well, at least, hey, at least you said it and not me.
That's okay. That's why we're a rated M or a rated R show. Yeah. So, all right. So we have, wow, we can actually do this. We can go, let's see. We actually have 2 people that are going to play against you guys. So this will be fun tonight.
Bring it.
Bring it, they said. Bring it. Chanel and Tom, get yourself a piece of paper, and I will send you guys the link right now, and we'll bring you up. We've got about a half hour to do this, and so I will. So I'm going to say to you, Kristie, you pick animals or people. Pick one or the other, animals or people. Uh-oh, she's like...
people? Animals?
Okay,
Ask Mike.
No. Ask Mike. Ask Mike. I don't want to choose. Ask Mike.
Because it depends. I mean...
Well, it depends. That's a diaper for adults, isn't it?
It is. And let me tell you, it saved my butt when my daughter was little.
Oh, I bet. I bet.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
The moment that my mom, I mean, both of them being in their 80s, it comes to the point where it's like, okay, so,
yeah,
you know, there are messes sometimes, so you have to.
Aww. Mike, animals or people?
Animals.
Okay, animals.
Oh, okay, because Kristie picked people, but that's okay.
That's okay. We'll go with Mike's choice. That way, if you screw up, it's his fault.
If you want to go with people, we'll go.
No. I'm good with people. I mean, I'm good with animals. I'm good. I couldn't choose. I couldn't decide.
She can't make up her mind now.
It's all good. Animals. Animals.
Like, whatever.
All right.
Just pick one. God damn it.
My life.
There we go. Oh, whatever.
I didn't even go to get my drink. I may have to go run and get my drink real quick.
All right.
Really?
So let me just send this, and then we'll.
Oh, he's got to get another camera.
Who's got to get another camera?
Tom's got to get a different camera.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh, Tom has to get
That's
another
what you
camera.
techie people do.
You never do. Yeah, you always have extra cables and cords
If you're techie,
and cameras and
I'm telling you.
earphones and remotes.
Yeah. Mike to Kristie, go in that green bag over there. Now, mind you, he has like 3 freaking green bags. Go in that green bag over there. They'll have 1 million pockets each. It's in the outside small pocket. Okay, what am I looking for? It's a cable. It's the black cable. It's wound up. You'll see it. Okay. Open it up. I'm like,
Everything's black cable.
Oh, you gotta love it, though. You gotta love it, right?
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Wow.
Listen, I can get that at home, okay? No, thank you.
Oh my gosh, I love it with you guys. You guys are amazing. So here we go with Chanel. She is joining us. She's right there.
Hi, Chanel.
Chanel,
Hi.
What are we doing?
I know him. We're doing
gonna-
his zoology game.
Oh, I suck at that stuff. Okay. No, I don't.
Come on,
Okay,
it's not that bad. It's
All
not
right.
that
The
bad.
Brady Bunch.
Okay, Mike, this is like.
Okay, so we're waiting for
You got
Mike.
the
Tom, let me go grab my drink. I'll be right back.
Yes.
Let's wait for
Since
Mike.
we're waiting for him.
What's up, Chanel?
Hello.
Nothing. It's been a long time
How are
since I
you?
actually spoke to you. I've spoke to you a couple times in a
Sorry.
long time ago when you were doing one of your lives before you got with Mike.
Oh, with Pam? With Pam?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much for watching that and still watching. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Oh, you're so sweet. You must be as nuts as I am then.
Oh, yes. Yes. I like the party of
Oh.
nuts.
Yeah,
Hey, the more the merrier, right? What was that, Michael?
I said we're definitely a little different.
We are.
Oh, Tom's all
We're
set.
I am a rock.
Went to go get another Coke.
Oh, is that what those are? Rocks?
Yeah,
Oh, very
crystal.
cool.
I just had a 5-hour crystal show, so this is decompressing.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, is it really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hello, Tom.
Hi,
Hello.
Tom.
So, yeah,
He's
you're a little choppy
vibrating.
tonight.
Just making sure. Come on. Like, I got to back down.
What?
Yeah, we can't hear you. You're cutting up.
Yeah.
You're
I
breaking up.
translated.
I'm yeah. Can you hear me?
No, we can hear you, but it's
It's compressed.
It's
Yes.
it's stalling.
I'll be.
Okay,
I'll
we'll
be
be right back. I'll be back. So, well, he does that. So the rules
Come
of
in,
this
Houston.
game are simple. There you go.
What did you say?
The rules to this the rules to this game are simple. I'm going to put an animal on the screen, and you're going to give it a name. Do not say the name out loud. Write it down. So you want to number your piece of paper or your card. You want to number it 1 through 8, and
8 tonight.
1 through
Oh.
8. Yep. And then I'm going to give you like I said, a critter, and you're going to name the critter. You're going to give them a name, not like Fred or George or Tom, but like a species, like what kind of species it is.
Okay.
You're going to make it up, Kristie. It doesn't have to be real because these animals are not real. So you have to make it up as you go. Okay?
Gotcha.
She's scared already. She's like, I don't know. Hello,
I don't
Tom.
know what that's now yet.
No, you're even
Wow.
worse, robotic man.
Yeah.
Now you're worse.
Mm-mm.
Aliens.
I mean, we can see you, but you sound like an alien. You sound like
You sound like one of those when they would get the trach.
Yes, he
for the
does.
trach. You sound like you got one of those
Yes.
trach mics.
Cylon from
Battlestar Galactica.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you need to find something else, buddy.
There you go.
Yeah, it's not working. We can't understand you at all.
Ooh.
Send the Men in Black.
Men in Black.
I don't, Tom. I have no idea what's going on there, buddy, but it's not working. Okay, one more time. One more time.
That's rough.
At least he's funny about it.
He is. And you
Yeah.
can see the wheels. See how red Mike's face is getting? He's trying to figure out why and how we're going to fix
Yeah,
it.
because you
Yeah.
can't. Well, because the Chrome browser, you can go in and change the setting in the Chrome browser, but
I've never done that before. You're gonna have to show me how to do that. I've never done that.
it's just it's pretty. I don't know. I try not to mess with it too much.
Yeah, I've never done it, so I don't even know where to look for it, to be honest with you. So
You
Let's
pull
see,
up
1, 2,
your volume settings. So
6, 7, 8. So I have 8 pictures, so we are good. I can give you an example, Kristie. That way I'll give you an example. Okay, here's an example picture.
Okay.
While
Okay.
we're waiting.
Ready?
This is
Wow. Did I come off that desperate? Holy crap.
this is
Okay.
Kristie's example picture. It does not count.
Oh, I can't wait.
That's a turtle boa.
I don't even know where to start.
This creature actually exists, though, so that was a real creature.
God. Really?
But yeah, your point. The point of the game is to give it a name, from whatever. If say a movie theme or whatever.
like
You just got to
Fraggles.
give it a
Maybe
name.
Fraggles.
Come up with something.
Okay.
You know. So
All right,
Tom?
Mike, you got this. Right, I'm counting on you on this one.
Okay. Is it better now?
No, it's worse.
No.
From our sponsor.
Yeah.
Is it your earbuds? Is it your earbuds?
No, they're usually fine.
Yeah.
No, but sometimes they sound fine to you, but the connection is bad and it goes out bad. Because I had that
it's
issue.
actually. Yeah, it's actually
Can you
not
change your
working
earbuds?
well.
I'll take them out and we'll see how the computer like something.
Yeah, it's the connection.
Yeah.
Okay, how's that?
Oh yeah, no.
See? I know it wasn't here, but
No, it's the computer.
That's horrible.
well,
Do you
I
have
guess
your
I gotta
phone?
restart, but I guess you won't be waiting around for me to restart.
Do you have your phone right there, Tom? Do you have a phone where you can do this on?
Yeah. I guess I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it on your phone.
But I'll do that. I'll do it.
Okay. Okay.
That other thing, was that a turtle or a snake?
Actually, it's an iguana. It's a water iguana, and they get the moss that grows on the top of their head because they're in the water so long that it grows on the top of their head. So it's just
Looks
like a
like a
seaweed.
Fraggle.
Yeah, like Fraggle Rock. Yeah, there you go.
It does look like a Fraggle. I used to love that show.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So,
That was a good show.
all right. So, because we're waiting on Tom, we may cut this down to 6, but still, it'll be fun.
Okay.
Here he comes.
How was that?
Oh,
Much better.
You got it.
Woo!
You know, I
Tom
think the
for the
problem
win.
was earlier I was messing around with a voice changer, and I think somehow that
Oh.
screwed up the system, and that's why I have to
I know somebody
restart it.
else who likes to do stuff like that.
Yeah, you may have to reboot it and
Yeah.
all that stuff. You may have to. Yeah.
I just
So,
hate being on my phone on this thing because then you can't see the comments or anything.
I'm sorry, Tom.
Oh, well.
You don't need to see.
You don't mess
need to see
around with the
comments.
computer equipment then next time.
is calling you.
Well, I was bored earlier, so. See, I want a soundboard like that.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna do 1 through 6. So get your
All right.
Okay.
Do. Oh, God, I have to hold the phone and write. What the hell?
Can you set it up against something here?
No, not well. I mean, I could try over here. We'll see. There we go.
There you go. Beautiful.
Look at you.
I just thought it was going to be interfering with my keyboard there, but that's all
No.
right.
See, folks, our sponsor will get his shit together at some point.
Sometimes, at some point.
Did you see that? We were
Or him and
sponsoring you
that
today, or
one.
having you.
I heard that,
having you as our
and then I put my
sponsors.
link up there again.
Yeah, well, that's what I did. Why'd you do what I did? That's okay.
That's
I'll
all
let
right.
you.
My
That's
link
okay,
cannot
so-
be put up too many times.
Okay.
YouTube.com/This Is Tom's World.
Oh, thank God you're sponsoring tonight, or I'd say shameless plug. All right, so while we're doing this, so everybody's all set to go. Tom, we're going to let you get settled, and I'm going to put up the first creature for these guys, all right?
All right.
So here's your first one, guys.
Oh, man, I'm trying to find. You know what? I got to sit on the floor, is what I got to do. There we go. It got so quiet.
Yeah, well, they're thinking.
I have one brain cell.
Wait a minute.
I thought for a second, wait, did I leave the chat? What the hell? Oh, Lord. It's a good thing that this is rated M. I'm
That's
just
the only
saying.
noise I could find that would fit for in between that gives you time to find. You guys heard that, right?
Yep.
Heard what?
Heard
Oh,
what?
I got my hands free. Now I can open my beer. Good.
You didn't hear it, Kristie?
Heard what? Yes, I heard it. I'm just being a jerk.
Okay. Jeez, don't scare me like that. I worked hard on this. Kind
I
of like
know,
now
it's
I feel like I'm
great.
Mike for a second. Wait a minute. Here.
Oh, jeez. Do.
Okay. So when everybody's got this one, yes or no?
Yep.
I got it.
Yes.
Like I said, it's a good thing you're rated M.
Chanel, are you good to go?
Yep.
All right. We're going to move along. Number 2.
Oh my, what the hell is that?
I feel like I've seen this one before.
And Kristie just lost it.
Hmm.
I just don't know what to say.
No, I think I know I've seen this one before because you did this one with something with Kenny, and he called it Teddy.
That's what I was thinking.
Hi.
Taking the world by the balls. Tracy Peters bakes the best cheese balls in town. Call in
Taking the
and order
world by
yours
the
today
balls.
at 1-800-555-5555. Not
can't
only
thank
are
you for
Peters
that.
balls big, they're tasty.
They're
Can't even,
tasty.
not even. Oh my god.
Is that a real commercial or is that just a fun?
That's one of them that Jenna did for us for Paratalk Radio, just to have when there's dead air.
Robert.
You guys gotta let me know when you're done.
Oh, I'm done.
I'm done.
I
been done.
am so at a loss right now.
It took me a long time, but I'm done.
You can come back to it, Kristie, if you'd like to think about
Okay,
it.
let's come back to it. Yeah, let's yeah.
All right, number 3.
Oh my god.
I love this one.
Awesome.
Look at his face. He's so cute.
Oh my god.
Damn, when did the Flintstones get here?
I'm done.
I'm done.
I'm done.
Okay.
I can't come up with a good one for that one, but
All right, 4.
Oh my god. Oh. Oh god. Oh help. Oh god.
Oh man.
Would you do me a favor? Would you go to my front door, bend down, and look through the letterbox? And if you can see my pussy, would you drop a sardine on me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's a cock you gotta chase every day.
But it's
Well,
the only
cock,
one
you gotta
that'll play
feed every
fetch
day.
with you.
So let me know when you're done.
I'm done.
Oh, I'm done.
Mike has got his mic like completely shut off. He's like,
I can imagine.
no,
He's probably as red. He's probably as red as the head on there.
Are you done, Mike?
I am done.
Okay, we gotta see Mike's face. I want to know if it's red as that cock.
All right,
Wow.
we're moving on.
What the?
Okay.
That actually represents a real animal.
Well, 2 different ones.
Yeah, the face is a raccoon.
Hey, I just got pulled over. They're looking for one badass motherfucker and a retard. They got me, so you better get your helmet and crayons and get the hell out of Dodge.
Wow.
Wow, Teddy.
Dun, 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 dun. Sorry, it said Dodge, and I actually have Gunsmoke on right now, so.
That's the. I'm ready when you are.
I'm
Okay.
not. I'm almost there.
That might be a problem for you
man.
there, Tom.
No. That just means it takes me longer than most guys.
You might want to see a doctor about that.
No, that's just from years of practice. See how much more witty I can be when I'm not actually fully drunk?
All right, so we're only doing 6, so I got one more for you. All right, here's the last one.
Okay.
Here's the last one.
Oh God, that's gonna give me nightmares.
No.
Oh.
Do you want me to get rid of that one? We got one more sitting here.
Fine.
I don't
All right,
like
no,
that.
we'll move it. We'll move it. We'll move it. Here you go.
Oh. Teddy's
All
hilarious.
around me are familiar
I love it. Kristie's like, what the fuck is that? I don't know. You've got to tell me.
He looks so depressed.
Top 28.
It's getting hot here again.
Wow.
Oh, I'm reading some of the comments back there when Tom was having problems with his microphone. Nick was saying Robo Tom. Robert was saying by your command. Kathy's like, what the hell? I'm hearing robot voices. It was real. It wasn't fake.
Oh, man.
It was funny, Tom. You should have heard yourself.
I wish I could have.
Robert's like, that's for when the balls are to the wall.
Oh, that's hilarious.
All right, are you guys done?
Man, that was such a lame name on that one. But...
2.
We got to come back to number 2.
God.
I think it's adorable.
That's a real doll, by the way.
Yeah, it's a doll. It's not a real animal, but it is a doll.
It's a real doll. I have one of those dolls.
I actually saw the, I think it's an Etsy site or something that has all these on there. You can buy them. They're ridiculously
werewolf
expensive.
Babies, and they're expensive as shit.
Yeah, they are.
I have one of them. If you know somebody like I do, you don't have to pay as much.
Oh, really? I guess I'll have to hook up with Chanel for get myself a werewolf doll.
Yeah, but you don't do the things that I like.
Mike is turning red. Nobody can see it except for me.
All right, I'm good. I got it.
Oh my goodness. All right. So there, now you can see everybody's faces, folks. So now we are back and we are going to go through this and I get to judge and figure out which is the best answer out of all this.
Kristie, you're going to have to come on Saturday when we play our grown-up game.
Oh, she does. She wants to be, Kristie actually wants to be a part of the men versus females. She wants to be a part of that. We just got to find another male.
You're going to be the Venus?
What is this?
Ooh.
Yeah, she's going to be on the Venus side. She wants to come.
Woohoo!
If it's anything like this, you might want to hold off because I'm not very good at this. So maybe.
We're not actually showing pictures. We're not showing pictures. We're asking questions.
Well, I'll tell you what. I've learned from experience, Kristie, that the drunker you are when you play games on Teddy's show, the better off you are. Believe me, I have lots of experience in that.
It doesn't take much because I don't drink. So the occasion that I have this much.
All right, so we're going to start. I'm going to put the picture up and we're going to start with Mike and then go to Kristie, then Tom, and then Chanel. You guys got to tell me what your names are and then we'll go from there. So, number 1. What did you get, Mike?
Lingus.
Lingus?
Yep.
As in Cunna?
Maybe. A lion and a girl.
Kristie, what did you get?
Mouse Aticulus.
Mouse Aticulus.
Mouse and Tigulus. Tig.
Oh, Tigulus. I got it.
Tigulus.
Chanel.
No, Tom.
Oh no, Tom.
Oh, I got guinea pussy.
Tom wins.
Chanel.
I got Hamascar.
Oh my
Hamas.
God.
Hamascar, like Scar from The Lion King.
Oh, okay,
All
cool.
right.
That was pretty. That's pretty cool. I don't know. I've got. I really like Lingus. I really do. But the funny one would be Tom's. But
Yep.
Tom wins.
Tom wins. Tom wins.
I'm definitely
All
not
right.
winning the last two. I can tell you that.
All right, number
Oh.
2.
Oh,
Mike.
scrotum cat.
A what?
Scrotum cat.
And he's joined the party.
Oh my God.
Kristie.
Baby suck me now.
Say what?
Baby suck me now.
Oh, with those things.
Wow,
That's
good luck
exactly why-
marketing that one.
Yeah, Tom, what do you got?
Well, this right here is actually Danny DeVito in his baby years.
Oh, God.
Oh my
Uh,
God.
Danny, if you're watching, I didn't say that. He did.
Why would
Chanel.
he be watching your show?
I don't want to
Uh,
tell mine
Why?
because it's kind of bad.
Like baby suck me now isn't bad?
Listen, all of mine
Or
suck. Just
scrotum
give it
cat?
up, Peter.
So what do you got?
I wrote Teddy's poop pup.
Ah, what? Teddy's what?
Pup.
Pup.
Poop putt?
Oh my God.
Teddy.
Oh my God, Chanel.
I told you.
I'm gonna go with scrotum cat. I like that one.
I like that one best.
Wow.
All right, number 3.
Yeah, this one's not good. Cuddle monkey.
Yeah.
Aww. Those spikes.
I actually like that. Cuddle monkey. Better than cuddle munchichi.
Munchie.
Kristie?
I came up with Congo balls.
You got what? You froze there for a second.
Congo ball.
Congo ball.
Congo balls.
Congo balls. What were you looking at?
He's looking
Is it
at
a
his
boy?
vertical
Listen,
balls. Why are his balls vertical?
I
Now
have
that
no
we're looking
idea.
at that.
I don't know.
I hear Mike
Tom?
laughing at me. He's laughing at me. I
This-
hear it.
This is the elusive prickly primate.
Ooh.
Primate. Prickly.
I like that.
Prickly.
Prickly primate. That's pretty good, Mike. What do you think? That's pretty good.
Yep.
Prickly puss.
What? What, Chanel? What'd you get?
I just called him a prickly puss, but no, that's not what I was talking about. I called that a pigaboo.
A pigaboo?
Yep.
A pigaboo. I like the prickly primate. That's the one I
Yep.
like.
Woohoo.
Yep.
2 for me.
Prickly puss.
All right.
No, we don't want any
Uh,
prickly pusses.
All right. All right.
hurt.
So,
Oh my
Next.
God.
Mike.
Spring cock.
Like a Springer. What do they call those dogs?
Springer Spaniel.
Yes.
You were really eager to say that, weren't you?
Oh, thank God we're rated M, folks.
All
right, so Kristie.
Crocodilian.
All right.
Thank you for the mercy laugh.
No, it wasn't a mercy laugh.
Tom.
This is the little known singer. He actually lives down the street from me, so I just saw him earlier. His name is Joe Cockerwiener.
Jeez. Nice.
Oh, and Chanel.
I just wrote cocklicker hound.
Oh, mercy. Oh man, this one's tough.
They were all equally as bad.
They're all about the cock.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Cocklicker Hound. I think that's the one I'm going with. So Chanel's on the board.
Nick got spring cock. I like that, Nick. Good one.
Who's Nick?
Nick.
Oh, on the other one? Oh, on the
Yeah.
feeds. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I can't see them when I'm doing this, unfortunately. So, all right. So here's your next one, guys.
I got a Ratina.
A Ratina. Kristie?
Raccoonopus.
I like that one.
I actually like that.
That was good.
Tom?
Well, see, I didn't see this as a raccoon. I thought that was a ferret face. So I called that the spotted pussy ferret. And then after I wrote it down, I heard somebody say raccoon. I went, oh, yeah, that is a raccoon, isn't it? I don't know.
Raccoon. I put cheetah coon.
See, I avoided changing the word ferret to coon because I didn't want to cause any controversy on here.
I'm going. I am actually going with the Raccoonopus. I like that.
That was good.
Raccoonopus too.
Yay! Finally got one.
Oh no,
we didn't do that
Wait a
one.
minute. We skipped that one. Sorry. All right, Mike.
Unfortunately, lab chimp.
Yeah. That sounds
Kristie?
about what I got.
Can't even read my own handwriting.
I've had that problem while I've been drunk on here too.
A Papa Munkady.
Pump-a-monk-a-date. Is that what I wrote?
Munkadate.
Yeah, pump. Yeah, monk-a-date.
A Munkadate.
I don't know. I
Alright.
can't read my writing.
Lefty.
Tom.
This is the depressed Fido chimp.
Fido Chimp.
Depressed Fido chimp.
Okay.
Because he doesn't look happy. He looks like he's contemplating life and why he has it. It's
You know what? He does, doesn't he? He does. He
like,
does.
what is life?
Chanel?
Why am I here?
I couldn't come up with anything, so I wrote Teddy's little brother Butch.
What? Where's my punch? Where's my punch noise? Where is my noise?
Oh my god.
All right, so we know Chanel's out of that one. Lab chimp. I don't think, and I don't like the depressed Fido chimp either. So I'm gonna go with Pump-a-Monk-a-Date.
There you go.
I like Mike.
Oh, all right. Yay.
So it looks like so. Let's see what we have for winners here. We have Kristie at 2. We have Kristie at 2.
I had two.
We have Tom at 2. We have Mike at 1, and we have Chanel at 1. No, yeah. So 2. Wait a minute, that ain't right.
Thanks, Nick.
All right. So that's
There
Tom.
was 6. That's
That's
Let
Mike.
no primate.
That's Tom. That's Chanel. Sorry, guys.
Who was drinking tonight?
See?
Yeah, exactly. That's
Robert
Kristie and
wrote
Kristie.
Wet nose
All right, so
primate. I like
2
that.
Kristie, 2 Tom, 1 Mike, and 1 Chanel. So we have a tie.
The two cool people
and
won.
Kristie. So we have to do one more picture. We have to do one more picture.
Oh man.
Okay.
I gotta get
Are you
my
ready?
Make it, girl. Go, girl, go.
As ready as I'm gonna be.
All right. Here we go.
Bring it. What the fuck?
Here's your music.
That's adorable.
You have to the
I
end of the
actually want one of
music.
those. Last Christmas, like my ex.
All right.
I have no freaking clue.
Just give me a name, Kristie. Give me a name.
Poop doggy.
Poop doggy. What do you got, Tom?
Poop doggy.
I got this is the new Pokemon. It's Pikachu.
Oh, I like it.
I do too.
All right, Pikachu is the winner. Tom is our winner this evening.
Yay! What did he win?
I don't know. I've won before and I never get anything.
Yeah, no, you get to just stay home and you know, stay
Drink
in
more
a nice Yeah, drink more beer, stay home, be safe, and you know, one of those things. So guys, I've had a wonderful time here tonight. Thank you so much for coming on and hanging out with us. I tried to make
Thank
it so
you
we
for
only did the
having
2
us.
hours, but it's my network right now, so who gives a shit if we're over by 10 minutes? So
Yeah, I got
you guys
not to run over.
Yeah. So you guys make sure you check out Where's My Sage. They are on the WLFE DB Radio Network. You can find their profile and everything else on WLFE-DB.com. They're on Tuesday evenings at 8 o'clock right here on Facebook.com. Where's My Sage? You will also find their streams. It will be streamed over to the WLFE Facebook page, as well as some others. And you can find them on Spreaker. You can, thanks, Tom. We needed to see all that. So you can find them on Spreaker, iHeart, Spotify, and all that good stuff. And I just want to say one more thing here. Make sure that you go over and like, share, and subscribe to Talk with Teddy on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, please. And one more time, we are we are sponsored tonight by Tom's World, and it's actually youtube.com. This is Tom's World, just because. So, guys, thank you, Mike and Kristie, for coming on here and hanging out with me tonight. It's been a pleasure. It was a lot
cool
of fun.
meeting you
Thank
too.
you for
Yes.
thanks for playing the games.
We had a great time. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Well, you're welcome. And Team Elmo, Miss Chanel. I swear you got a crush on our Australian guy there, you know, Mr. Robert. That's why you pick on him so much. He doesn't look like Elmo. Why do you call him Elmo? I guess we'll find out Saturday, won't we?
Wow, it just started pouring out of nowhere here.
All right, and Tom, thank you as always. So we do have an after thing in the back room. So if you guys,
I'm going to try to
stick
do that
around-
on the computer, so you know.
Okay,
now that I
so
restarted it.
well, you have the link. You're fine. So
Yep.
Tom and Chanel will see you guys at the after party. And I want everybody to take one moment, actually about a minute and a half, to check something out. And I think
Sorry.
behave yourself.
I just got hushed.
There you go. It's something that's happening with me come June of next year. So just take a listen. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ted Vanson Jr., and I am a huge John Wayne fan. A Quiet Man, which was one of his iconic movies, was shot and filmed in Ireland. Well, let me tell you something, folks. I'm inviting you to join me in Ireland. And before you say you can't afford it, yes, you can. The company that I am doing this with is called MysteriousAdventureTours.com. I want you to email them. Check out their website, but email them at MysteriousAdventureTours@gmail.com. They have installment plans where you can put so much away to go to this trip until it's paid for. You have a whole year to do it, because we're going June 15th through the 23rd, 2021. Summer solstice. Amazing. Ireland, summer solstice? What's better than that? Ah, wait. I told you what was better. It's a quiet man's journey. We're going to the locations where they filmed The Quiet Man. That's amazing, right? Folks, you can afford this trip. Again, contact mysteriousAdventurestours.com. All right. Shortly, a video is going to be coming up here after me, and I would like you to watch it, check out the information at the end, and do yourself a favor and contact them. Join me in 2021 for the summer solstice and for a quiet man's journey. We'll see you there.
A very
All
well put
right.
together video.
Well, thank you. It's going to be a fun trip. So, folks, there you have it. There's a trip for next summer, and I would love for you guys to join me there. So, again, Mike and Kristie, we're going to head out of here. Chanel and Tom, we'll see you in the backstage. Everybody, thank you so much for having a couple hours to spend with us here on Talk with Teddy. And don't forget to look us up and look Mike and Kristie up on Where's My Sage. Put that right there in the top of the search in Facebook, and I'm sure you will find it. In fact, I think I did once, and it said Where's My Sage Universe. It came up as well, and I think that's your team page or something. But you'll see a couple of them. Private group. So there'll be a few things that you guys can look up, and please go over and hang out with them on a Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. And Kristie does do readings, and they have some great guests as well. So make sure that you check that out. All right, we're going to say goodnight, everybody. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
All right,
Good night, everybody.
Be safe. Be safe now. Thank you and my guests for joining me here on Talk with Teddy. Tune in tomorrow night when we get to do this all over again. Be safe and look out for one another. Don't forget that Talk with Teddy is on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. So please go and subscribe. Thank you.